You're entering VTV's Chamber Zone. Your business community at work. Representing the Vernal area and Duchesne County Chambers of Commerce, here's Adam Massey and Irene Hansen.
Once Ashley gets in middle school.
Great. Hi, I'm Adam Massey with the Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce, and joining me today is Cheryl Meyer and Josh Harbison from the Trees for Charity Committee. And welcome. Glad to have you at Chamber Zone. It's excited to have you back. We've kind of made this an annual thing, and it's great each year when Trees for Charity comes up to come in and talk about different things that are going on, the success that you've had. And I thought maybe today we'd start off by maybe highlighting, let's talk a little bit about Trees for Charity, kind of from the beginning and moving forward, and maybe just get a little bit of history of it. And welcome, it's great to have you.
Thanks, Adam. It's good to be here.
We're excited. Thanks, Adam.
You know, Trees for Charity has grown so much to what it is today. It started in 1997.
Wow.
So this is the 18th year. It's funny, when it started, they started in a garage, and they made about $3,000. And I wonder, I often think, I wonder if that was a good amount for them, if they were pleased with that amount. But there is a scrapbook that's been kept every year since 2000. And looking through that scrapbook, you can see that every year that they did it, it gradually got larger, and they made more money. So going from $3,000 back then to last year doing $204,000 is a pretty good accomplishment, I think.
It is, and you think about that, and you think about with any organization or group, there's always those visionaries that had the vision to start it, and you always appreciate them for the efforts that they made and acknowledge them going forward. And I think it's always important to do that up to the continued leadership that we have now at Trees. And Josh, how long have you been involved in Trees for Charity now?
Well, actually, on the committee, this is only my second year.
But you've served in a lot of help areas, for sure.
I've helped over the years. I really got involved a few years ago. Somebody did a tree for one of my family members that was battling cancer.
Yeah.
And trees had been part of our holiday tradition before that, but that really sparked a need to get involved and kind of repay that in whatever way possible.
And I feel that's what tends to happen, is people get involved with it.
I've noticed that too. Yeah.
It has touched them in one way or another with themselves or family members, and it is a way for people to be able to pay.
That's what I've noticed too. Is I've kind of been at Chamber now almost 5 years, and so I think this will be the 5th one that I've seen and been to, and I've noticed that too. I see each year when a tree's done for somebody, and then either right after that or maybe a little while down the road when they can, they get involved with the program and with Trees, and they want to pay that forward. And Cheryl, how long have you been involved now with Trees? It's been a while. I think we just keep bringing you back as chair.
2007, I decorated a tree for a very dear friend who lost his battle to cancer. And so that's why Trees for Charity is so near and dear to me. So 2007, of course, they saw me, they asked me if I would be on the committee, and I could not say no. So then I went into be on the committee, then to co-chair, and this is my 3rd year as chairman.
We just keep bringing you back because you do such a great job. I'll mention the last 2 years, I believe, have been record years for Trees for Charity. And you wouldn't have the success, obviously. It takes a lot of things, obviously, people like yourselves working behind the scenes, and obviously the people that come in and sign up and do the trees. And then you've got the community that has just embraced Trees for Charity and come out and support it. And so, very fortunate that way to have a great community and people that really want to do well and move things forward and pay it forward.
It really is a unique community. Last year when I walked in, the day they were decorating the tree, you get emotional because every year it comes and you think, okay, is this really going to go? Are we going to do this? And you walk in to the tree decorating on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and then you come into the auction on Monday night, and it's so exciting to see the energy and the excitement.
Yeah, It really is. It does kind of remind me of like a Santa's workshop down there. When you go down there and everybody's working to start decorating. And you know, and for me, when I go down there, because a lot of times I'm not involved, Chamber helps with Trees for Charity, but we're not obviously involved like you are. And you go down there and all of a sudden, it's kind of a reality check, because we know about it and everything, but then we walk in and we actually start putting faces on those names and stories with them. And you know, it's one thing when we're in the community and we know one or two people that have a need or that are battling something, and you go in there and all of a sudden there's 20 or 30 or 40. It changes your perspective. And you know, we all talk about wanting to give and to help, and a lot of times we get feeling bad about ourselves. I'll tell you what, you go down there and see people that really have needs, and you know, it just makes you appreciate what you have too, and it puts everything in perspective. And you know, great program.
That's what I like about it. I mean, and I know these are charities and they are tragedies that people have suffered, but when you get to look at them and you hear stories that you've never heard, and that people that could be your neighbors, and they're so, you know, they're so close to you that you have no idea what they're struggling with.
Yeah.
And then you see this, and it really does. It's really emotional, and to be able to be a part of that is why it's such a good thing. And you know, we talked about the community. Our community is amazing. I mean, our businesses and our you know, our local bidders, and they're amazing people to be able to come and to show their
continued support.
I don't see that an event like this happening on this level in other bigger cities that, you know, for
and if they do,
individuals.
it's set up a little differently. Yeah. Well, we're just about out of time, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for the second part of our program, and we'll highlight some changes this year to Trees for Charity and what you see for the vision moving forward. So we'll be right back.
Join us at this year's Holly Fair in Roosevelt at 4 great locations. Call the Duchesne County Chamber of Commerce at 722-4598.
Welcome back to Chamber Zone, your business community at work. And with me today is Cheryl Meyer, who is the chairman of the Trees for Charity Committee, and Josh Harbison, who is helping. He's vice chair of this. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. He's going to eventually move in when Cheryl leaves.
When Cheryl decides she's
We're going to keep her on as long as we can get her. That's exactly right.
He's ready to step up. I've trained him well.
Yeah, and then of course you'll hang around to make sure everything gets.
Make sure everything's all right.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. My wife always tells me if you want something done correctly, make sure you put a woman in charge of it. So I've found out that there's a lot of truth to that. So anyway, no, we really appreciate all the hard work that both of you have done, and the success that Trees for Charity has had. You know, we mentioned in the last first part of this program about some of the changes that are coming up. So let's maybe talk about that and maybe what brought those changes about.
So first off, our standard auction's always been about 50 trees. Last year we have such an overwhelming desire to donate a tree that we moved it up to 60. Well, if you've been to the auction, you know that 60 trees is a lot of trees, and it makes the night feel a little bit long. So with advice from our auctioneer and just some input, we decided to drop that number down to 40. So we have 40 trees, so the auction's going to run a lot quicker. The next, with those 40 trees, we've actually put a limit on it, so there can only be 1 tree per charity.
Okay.
So in the past, we've had 40 charities, and with the 60 trees, we've just doubled up on some of those charities.
Sure.
So we want to be able to give as many people an opportunity to help them that we can.
Sure.
And so
well,
we have limited it.
And it makes sense too with what you were saying, and we were talking about that a little beforehand. I wasn't aware. I knew that you'd went down to the 40, but I wasn't aware that as you looked at it as a committee, that you know there was really 40 charities, and so that really makes sense with each one being represented once and having the opportunity. And I know we really sold out on because we take the applications there at Chamber, and they went really quick this year.
They did. We are actually full.
Yeah, it's all
we
filled
filled
up
up last week with our last one. what our hope is too is with the 40 different charities, and if you're really passionate about one charity, take all your money you have and sink it into that one.
Go for it.
Yep. And anything extra you have in your pockets, put it as a tree topper.
I hadn't had a chance to visit with you about this, and because I get busy with other things, so refresh my memory. Did we have a credit card machine there last year?
Yes.
And we will again this year?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And if you can put on your credit card and you can put as much as you want on it,
Make
then
small monthly payments.
small
Yeah, there
monthly
you go.
payments, perfect.
Stretch it out. Get that 0% financing card for 24 months or whatever you need to do.
That's right.
Come down and support your favorite charity.
Max it out.
There you
Sounds
go.
great.
Now let's talk, we've talked about some of the changes to the trees and silent auction items.
Silent auctions. Silent auctions are still available.
Okay.
There's no limit on the number of auction items any one charity can have. So again, if you've got a charity you really want to support, that's a great way to do that.
Yeah.
The silent auction will close at 3
Okay.
on Saturday afternoon. That just gives us time to get those to the people who have bid on them.
Right.
And it helps us get ready for the auction on
Fantastic.
Monday.
And while we're talking about Saturday, let's give the dates for the tree views.
Okay.
It's November 28th and 29th?
November 28th and 29th,
Okay.
and that's the Friday and Saturday right after Thanksgiving.
Right.
The Friday one coincides with holidays.
Yes.
And it's from 11 to 8.
Okay, both days?
And then it's 11 to 6 on Saturday the 29th.
Okay, 11 to 8 on the 28th,
Eighth.
Saturday the 29th, 11 to 6.
11 to 6.
Okay, great.
Yep. And then Monday, December 1st, is the actual auction
Auction.
itself. Doors open at 5 that day. The dinner is at 6, and the auction will start at 7.
Okay, super.
In connection with the auction, tickets are available at the chamber.
Auction tickets,
Auction
yep, we have them
tickets are
$25 a piece.
$25 a piece, or you can reserve a table.
And we've had quite a few people I know in the past, and I know this year also, that take a full table. There's 8 to a table. So if you have a business or a company and you want to come to the auction and hopefully bid,
Yeah.
we'd love to have you come and buy a tree for maybe a family in your company, or maybe if you want a company tree. Come on down, take a whole table, cost you $200. Get an opportunity to come and bring some of your guests, some of your employees. It's a great way to celebrate
Yeah.
the holidays.
One thing I've noticed is that some businesses, they might be like, I don't want a tree. You know, I'd like to donate, but I don't really want a tree. You know, come and bid on a tree, get a tree, and we've seen lots of trees donated back to the families.
Maybe to the charity that it's donated for, or
Different things like that. So if you don't need a tree, it's okay. You can still come and
Well, and you think about
Buy a
that with
tree.
what you just said, because we do see a lot of those trees donated back. If somebody buys a tree and it's $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, whatever, and it gets donated back, and somebody has an opportunity to buy that again for that charity, and there's ways to benefit that charity even with only having the one tree. So it still works.
Yep.
It's a great program, and it continues on that way. It's a great way and a great idea of being able to do that. Just trying to see if there was anything else we wanted to highlight. We've talked about the silent auction items, and a lot of people want to contribute. They want to help a charity. And you can do it, like you said, as many of those silent auction items for as many charities as you want. So if you have an item, maybe you're good at doing crafts, maybe you're just, you have a talent and you can do something to help, this is a great place to put it. We have those applications that are online at vernalchamber.com. Or you can stop down to the chamber and see us. We'd be happy to help you any way we can. And I do want to plug in also, same time as holidays, the Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce will be doing our Parade of Lights that we want to make sure people get out and do. We will have the band this year, and that will be in the parade, and we're excited about that. And you can access those applications on our Vernal Chamber website also. Guys, it's been great. Time goes way too fast. I'm sorry.
Thank
you.
We're out of time, but I appreciate you being here, and best of luck with Trees for Charity this year.
thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks for all you do.
Thanks.
Thank you.